What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to showcase a Unova Stunfisk team in the Go Battle League. I feel like right now, in the current Great League meta, there is a lot of wiggle room for Electric-type Pokemon. There's Flying and Water-type Pokemon absolutely everywhere, and Unova Stunfisk is the Electric-type that beats all other Electrics thanks to its sub-ground typing. This Pokemon is such a good core breaker. I'm going to pair it up with Mantine as well as Shadow Kingdra. This team looks pretty good. I'm excited to see it in action. But before we do get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. But we got our first opponent of the day, Unova Stunfisk into Altaria. All right, pretty neutral lead matchup here. This is going to be a little bit awkward, though, because I know oftentimes these Altaria leads have Pokemon like Empoleon or Tinkaton in the backline that might be better for, our Stunfisk to see later on in the game. So we'll see what they want to do here. And, okay, they throw energy. I want to bank this energy, I think. I'm going to bring in my Kingdra now, and now that they've thrown a flamethrower here, it's going to be a lot of energy down the drain for them. They're not going to be able to reach a Sky Attack as quickly as they'd want, so if they want to stay in, then they have to end up staying in for quite some time. If they switch out, that's also fine, because now we see the Tinkaton here, which, I mean, not exactly where I want to see it, but at least Kingdra does have play against it. There's a little bit of energy still left over on Altaria, but I have a lot of energy on my Unova Stunfisk. Surf will two-shot, which is pretty nice to see, and we'll see when they want to throw. All right, they throw here. I'm going to shield this up. They have to Gigaton Hammer to knock us out, and I think they would never Bulldoze bait, but, I mean, I'd never say never, right? Yeah, they're at 2, so that means they're 3 away from a potential Bulldoze, so I'm going to go for the Surf. I want to guarantee at this point that either I get a knockout or I get a shield back. Because if I go for a Swift bait, it could be a good play potentially if they shield, right? But if they no shield, that could be catastrophic, so I don't want to go for that. They're at 7 now, so they have a Gigaton Hammer, and I've saved a lot of HP and energy on our Kingdra here. So likely we get a shield with this Mud Bomb, and then they probably switch out into Altaria. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense here. They're trying to catch a Mud Bomb, but I mean, that's a pretty obvious play, right? So I didn't really want to fall for it. We can get to 2 discharges here before they're going to be able to knock us out, I believe. And then I'm hoping, now that I still have some energy on my Kingdra, potentially I can still get to another move, go for a Surf later on this game against that Tinkaton, and leverage it even more into the third Pokemon, whatever that might be. Discharge number 2 lands, does quite a bit of damage here, and they throw energy against us. I'm going to no-shield this, and I really hope my switch clock is up, because I don't think this quite knocks us out, and I would love to be able to swap out and farm down with Kingdra. Looks like that is just about the case, so we're going to go for that. Yeah, we get the farm down, right? Yes, we do. And now we have a Surf ready to go if they bring back in that Tinkaton. And if they bring in the final Pokemon, I mean, they're going to take trip damage there as well. What is this, Gator? Nice. All right, we don't go for the Surf against this. Although, honestly, maybe it would have been a good idea to, just because Surf does do more raw damage, and I don't think I get to 2 attacks here. But, if I do get to a second move, which I actually do, then that is the right play. All right, never mind. So we get to the Swift. This puts them into Wing Attack downrange, and I think at this point that Tinkaton is just going to be in Water Pulse range here, so I no-shield whatever the Gator throws against us, just in case they go for like a Crunch and get a debuff, and then I should win. I mean, yeah, at this point there's too much for low HP Pokemon to do. We got the win. All right, we got our next opponent. Stunfisk into Shadow Talonflame. All right, well, that's a good lead, although with that said, I'm really good against this across the board, so I don't really know what I want them to do. Honestly, I'm kind of fine with this. I don't have an answer to Morgrem, because Morgrem's insane, and I have so many answers to Talonflame that I might as well just stay in here with the 1 Thundershock advantage I'm going to get by the fact that they had to go for a 1-turn swap-in, and we do 2-shot here when it comes to Mud Bomb, so that's pretty nice. And they could go for like a foul play here to try to knock us out, or a play whatever that is, but I think we would barely survive it. But I will shield this up, just in case. Okay, they do foul play us. But I don't want to, like, mess up here too bad this game and let this thing start ramping up against my backline, because I don't want this thing anywhere near my Kingdra, and Mantine would struggle a little bit against it too. If they do shield that, that's fine by me. Because, again, I don't need Switch, not as much as they probably do. I think I do survive a foul play just barely, so I will let this go. And then we'll see how much HP we can leave him at. Oh, okay, play rough, whatever. That's also fine. I mean, they will likely get a foul play into our Mantine now, but they probably don't bring the Talonflame into it, right? And we get a massive Wing Attack down here. Man, Morgrem's actually kind of sick, not gonna lie. It's, like, bulkier than you'd think, but it also does a lot more damage than you'd expect, so it's the best of both worlds. Foul play hurts, but we get a big farm down there. They can't really bring in Talon. Okay, well, they can bring in Aegislash, I guess, and they're gonna start charging, which we'll see how good or bad this is gonna be. I wish I still had my Unova Stunfisk. This is a cool team, though. I mean, this is going to be such an awkward game. 7, 8, 9. All right. Well, water pulse here will hurt quite a bit, but the problem is, I don't know exactly when and where they're going to throw energy. It should be at 10 if they didn't CMP, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Because this is so bad. Do I ever switch? I don't think I can, but like I can't not switch either. Because the problem is, I bet I just get one shot by Talonflame, don't I? I think I do. Oh, no. I mean, I have ways to maybe win this game, but I need them to mess up here, and I don't think that's going to be super likely. Shadow Ball does knock us out. They go for a fast move, which actually gives me a little bit more play. I don't know how many Dragon Breaths I just got there, but I need to have enough to get to 2 Swifts against the Talonflame before they get to a Fly. Oh, I need to win CMP, and also a Shadow Swift doesn't knock out here, so I don't know if it matters, actually. We'll see. Serve for Swift, rather, does get a shield. Yeah, I don't think a Shadow Swift knocks out anyway, so I have to overfarm and hope they don't have Brave Bird and that a Fly doesn't one-shot us. Fly? Ah, one-shots us. Yeah, man, Talonflame is not a problem for my team, but holy crap, Morgrim Aegislash, I guess, is. Oh, Mantine lead, that is definitely a good lead matchup here. But we did just lose a pretty good lead matchup a second ago, so we'll see how good leads actually factor into things today. And they save swap a Primate, of which I do have a Mantine ready for. There's this team that I made the other day that has like Seismitoad as the third here. So if that's the case, I want to guarantee switch at all costs. 2, 3, 4. And I know I just CMP'd a Water Pulse, and that is probably a mistake 92% of the time. But the way that I see it is I don't want them to be able to like no-shield this move, and if they were to not have CMP'd, then go for a close combat against us. So I'm kind of fine with this. I want this Primate out of the way. And I will give them a farm down over to the Mantine. Oh, actually, I guess I won't, because they bring in their final Pokemon here, a Hisuian Electrode. They get a huge farm down, actually, but I think we're still in a good spot, because Kingdra should put in quite a bit of work here as well. 9. And Dragon Breaths will put them eventually into range where I can Mud Bomb them. I have to shield this up. They do Energy Ball, so maybe I should have let it go, honestly. 10. All right. So I'm going to double shield here. It could be a bad play, saying at this point, Mantine does have super effective damage into Stunfisk, but we'll see if they want to play it out that way. Yeah, they bring back in the Mantine here, but like I still have Thunder Shocks, right? And Discharges that do so much damage to them, as well as a lot of energy on Kingdra. So they need to knock out my Stunfisk before I get to 3 Discharges, and they need to also be able to potentially... Oh, they let that go? Well, don't I just farm down then? I think I farm down if they do that. I think their best play might have been to try to double shield Mantine and get to a Twister or something against my Kingdra, but maybe they still get to a Twister here. But if I get the farm down, this game's just over before a Twister especially. Yeah, okay, because I mean, I get to 2 Mud Bombs, right? And then they never Thundershock down a Unova Stunfisk. That's kind of the problem here with Electrode as the grass type in this matchup. Mud Bomb does get a shield. And we're at another one here for... I mean, I guess what they do is they let this go, right? That would make sense. Letting this go is their one path to success. They shield, okay. And I'm going to force them to throw energy here. They do, okay. And I think I can get to 2 attacks against this Electrode. Or maybe should I just go for a Surf into a farm down? That might be a better play depending on how much energy I have. Yeah. Okay, well, I throw an alignment, I guess, just for fun here. I think I might have one-turn lagged there on entry, which is always fun in the Go Battle League, but Surf plus Dragon Breath should just knock out. Yeah, I think we're still fine. Yeah, despite the one-turn lag, we're still good. We get the win. Oh, fantastically, Corviknight in the lead matchup here. Kingdra on this save swap, all right. So I don't have an instant hard counter to this, but I don't necessarily mind seeing this either. I would be surprised if they're on Outrage. You know what I mean? So I think my own Kingdra should be pretty good against this, because I should survive a Twister, or a Swift, rather. I guess what I'm going to do, I'm going to shield the first, just in case. I don't even think they built up to an Outrage, but I will shield this up. They'll get to a second one here, I think. Yeah, they should. But I do still get the farm down, and I'll land a move into that Corviknight. Now, Corviknight oftentimes gets paired with Ground-type Pokemon, so I'm hoping that in the backline my Mantine is in a pretty good spot. They do land that move, but honestly, I'm not even that close to range where they get Sand Attack down super easily, so we'll see what happens. I might get to 2 Surfs, and that would do a lot. They're at 6, so they have an Air Cutter in 3 more Sand Attacks, and I think I do get there. Wow, they shield that. I wonder, honestly, I bet a Surf does do more raw damage than a Discharge would. They should be at 12. Intriguing that they are going for the farm down here, but it makes some sense, right? Because it's not like they can't do something to my Stunfisk in the backline by going for a payback. And maybe they're kind of weak to Stunfisk, right? Maybe they kind of want to dance around a little bit against us. And if that's the case, then it could be kind of scary depending on what's in the backline. Payback's going to hurt, but we do at least comfortably enough survive that. ABA flying. Okay. Mantine's really good here. It's not going to just completely wall Altaria, but I should survive 1 charge attack and get to 2 Twisters before they get to their second move. And while 2 Twisters might not completely get a 2-shot in this matchup, it'll be pretty close. And looks like, honestly, it's close enough that it doesn't matter. I'll no-shield this first one. I don't want to be the one to shield first, because if I do, there's a chance they can use that against me, and then maybe just leverage more of their Corviknight later on this game, and I don't want to let them do that. We'll go for the Twister here. And right now, what I have to keep an eye on is a potential catch by my opponent, because if they catch a Twister on the Corviknight, it's definitely not over for them, right? So we'll see what they do. Yeah, I mean, that's not exactly when I thought they'd go for a catch, but we'll take it. I figured they're going to try to, like, go for a Sky Attack and then catch, but now I even have a shield left over. I have a full-on Twister in the back line, and I think this Discharge from this range should be enough to knock out the Corviknight. Yeah, I mean, I know Discharge sucks, but you never know. All right, GG's. Tinkaton lead, good stuff. Let's see if they want to stay in. They don't. They bring in a Guzzlord here. Honestly, I did not know what that was coming in. That's kind of a crazy save swap, though, I will say. Guzzlord is not a safe Pokemon. Guzzlord is a danger swap. I feel like Tinkaton, if I had that on my team, would instantly lose them the game. With that said, I don't actually have Tinkaton, so they are getting bailed out a little bit. I don't know if I can win the 2s here necessarily, because I think over time, the Dragon Tails plus the Brutal Swings will knock us out, but I don't necessarily care about winning this matchup as much as I care about just getting a shield advantage and then leveraging that later on this game. But it looks like maybe if they do let this go, then, I mean, I win this, and if they shield, I might even wing attack down over time. They throw energy here. What do I want to do? What do I think is in the back line? Tinkaton, Guzzlord. Could be a lot of things, honestly. You know, it might be a bad play to let this go, but I'm going to. And I'm going to do a very bold Thunder Shock down, I think, which could also be a bad play. But I'm going to go for the full farm down, because I feel like I get a huge amount of energy here. And if it's like a Mudboy in the backline, sure, that's not great necessarily. But I mean, I will still have like back-to-back Mud Bombs ready to go. And there's a chance to just ABA... Oh, freaking... It's a Marowak, great. You know, that is probably really bad for us, isn't it? What? Ah! They got us. Well, then I lose. They are going straight Bulldoze. Uh-oh. I was not expecting that RPS of a backline, but I guess dude, with the freaking Guzzlord save swap, I should have been. That's on me. That's a 3-2 set. Could have been a 4-1 set easily. I'm not a Switch advantage gamer a lot of the time. I can't even catch this Dratini. I don't like playing for Switch, but I guess I should have there. Stunfisk into Galarian Corsola. I don't like this matchup necessarily, but I know Galarian Corsola here takes a bit to get to a move, so I'm going to build up energy and see what they want to do. I hate them. I hate them with every fiber of my being. I wanted them to throw instantly, and they are not. They are over-farming, which means, unfortunately for me, I'm not going to be able to, like, get the swap out that I really wanted here. Oh, well, they throw an alignment, which is kind of strange. They're at 7, so they're at 2 now after this. What I think I want to do now is just bank this energy and come in with my Kingdra, because these Dragon Breaths do add up quite a bit. And now they're going to be 5 away from their next move. And what I should do here is obviously shield this up and overfarm if they stay in, but if they swap out, then I'll have a lot of energy, potentially. And these Dragon Breaths are doing so much. Okay. So they're at 4 on that, the Corsola. But I have a lot of energy on my Kingdra right now, so we can go for like 3 of these Swifts pretty quickly, pretty swiftly, I should say, and hopefully knock him out. But they are wasting my energy here because Swift is not the most efficient move to throw him, obviously, into this. Shield that. Wow, okay. Well, I get another Swift off. I don't know if they can farm us down. I think they might have to throw energy against us to get the KO here. We'll see, though. Big Swift again. Do I get the snipe down? I do. Okay. Beautiful. Well, I mean, that... Okay, I'm not going to give them a farm down here when I see this in the back line. I have so much energy on my Stun Fist that I might as well just bring it in, go for a Mud Bomb, either get a shield or a knockout. But, like, honestly, maybe I could have stayed in with my Kingdra, because I don't know if I would have been embered down by a non-shadow. 5. All right. I mean, let's just force him to throw the energy ball, right? And then Mantine should close out this game. Yeah, big energy ball, but that's all of their energy out of the way. And Corsola, I believe, is 1 away from the next Power Gem or Nightshade. And they're also really low on HP. So if I can just Twister them at some point, I should win. Yeah, I mean, I think they realize it. Too much for that Mantine, or too much for them to do to take out the Mantine, and we get the win. All right, Stunfisk into Cradilly. Who runs Cradilly, man? Uh-oh. I'm going to have to switch out. I am hoping that this is on Acid. That way I can at least outpace with my Kingdra. Shadow Volt Switch Fortress. Okay. I guess it could be worse, but don't get me wrong. It could be a lot better. Wow, a little bit of an RPS team by them. They're pretty weak to fighting type damage so far, just because Fortress is not great at all into the fighters right now in the meta. They shield that, okay. And I think I get this move on CMP. Wow, they let me get that? So I get a second non-debuffed Surf off here. The only problem is I don't really need Switch against Cradilly. I don't have an actual answer to it in the back line. But what I think I'm going to do instead is I'm going to let this go. I hope they Rock Tomb us and they don't like Sand Tomb or something stupid. Yeah, they do Rock Tomb. And now I'm going to go for a farm now with my Stunfisk, because we'll take a Sand Tomb, right? Unless they're on Earthquake. But Sand Tomb is not going to do that much to us. And I think at this point, the energy that we could get against them is going to be pretty nice against that Cradilly. Could be Carbink in the back, though. Well, would it be? I don't know. I just see Fortress. I always think Carbink. But it was a freaking Cradilly lead. Like, would they have that? I don't know. I guess they could. I'd hope not. I'm going to Mud Bomb here. And then Mud Bomb again. And then maybe Mud Bomb a third time. And see where the game goes from there. I hope that they let this go, because I don't want them to, like, debuff me with a Rock Tomb bait and then have me do less damage. I mean, that almost puts him into range with the next one, could kind of somewhat threaten a knockout. They could Rock Tomb us here, but, like, even if they do, I think that I kind of have to shield this. Okay, they Grass Knot. That's a smart play for them, but it's also, like, kind of what I needed to see, right? We'll go for another Mud Bomb here. I would imagine we get a no-shield, because this doesn't quite knock out, and they should still get to their next move, but we'll see what the final Pokemon's going to be. Yeah, they do go for the last-minute attack there. I'm going to shield this up. I feel like there's a chance Stunfisk is better in the backline than Mantine could be, but we'll see. I don't get debuffed there. That's always good. Okay. Well, yikes. I don't think I survive a Thunder Punch, do I? On my Mantine? Maybe I do. It's hard to say. Uh-oh. We'll have to CMP here. Maybe I survive this. Maybe I shouldn't have overfarmed. But I get the Twister on CMP at least. Thunder Punch is gonna hurt. Oh, we do live, but they're at back-to-back here. And unfortunately, I don't know if a Twister is gonna put him down low enough to where I can knock him out with 2 more Thunder Shocks. No, definitely not. Oh, they go for the Incinerate too. They just farm us down? Man, I think I could have won that game if I... Well, could I? I don't even know, but that was crazy. Stunfisk into Shadow Kanto Marowak. Beautiful, beautiful. Very good lead. I think I have to get out of here about as quickly as I can. We'll see what they bring in. Could be like a Fortress team. I'm going to go for a CMP attempt here. Looks like we actually got it. This is such a risky play, because if they went for an overfarm, they would have been able to get a full Mud Slap sneak through, and that would not have been great for me. But, oh, we get a shield. Okay, that's even better, because that wasn't even a Surf, right? And this also desyncs the Switch Clock so much. They're basically in range now where 2 Mud Bombs could knock them out from my Stunfisk. So, like, maybe there's a chance I can do something with that. Roll out Dunsparce. Okay. I mean, I don't hate seeing this, but there's better things I could be seeing right about now. This is an odd team. They let that go. 6. All right. You know what? I'm going to shield this up. Maybe it's a bad play, but it could be the best play I've ever done in my life. They're at 7 right now, so they do have access here to another drill run, potentially. We'll see what they want to do. Swift gets a knockout, so he actually flips switch. In comes the Marowak again. And we do get a Surf off on CMP. Well, okay, no, they actually overfarmed again. But, I mean, either I get a shield here or a knockout. And either way, that is pretty good for us. They do shield. They're at a rock slide right now, but I do survive one rock slide, and I should be able to get to a water pulse here before they're able to get to a second. They're at 1. They should be 4 away from the next. Okay, not the best Pokemon for me to see in the backline, but still pretty playable. That is a really old school team right there. Like, it's not triple ground, but it's almost triple ground. Luckily, I don't get one-shot here by an Earthquake, and 2 Mud Bombs will put them into range where I can knock them out pretty easily with Mantine, and also force energy out of them quicker than they'd want to. So they're at 10. So they should be at 2 right now. Yeah, I mean, maybe a Stone Edge could do it, but it's going to be kind of close. 6. So they are 1 away from an Earthquake here. We'll see what they throw. I would be so happy if they miscount and I just get a Mud Bomb off, and then I don't have to worry about anything. Oh. Kind of a good play by them in a way, but I don't know if that's going to matter too much, because this just puts them into Wing Attack downrange, I believe. And then I should be able to just go for a Water Pulse into that Clodsire. If this is a Rock Slide, truly incredible play, but I think it's just a Bone Club. I think it's only Bone Club. Yep. And we win CMP easily against a Clodsire. That thing is so bulky. And I think at this point, that should be enough to knock out. That was a nice catch by them. But unfortunately, I don't think that there was much of a way for them to win that endgame there if that wasn't the play that could work out. So we will take that win. Okay, for Alligator Lead, this is actually kind of interesting because I do have a lot of answers to this Pokemon, but like this is my one Pokemon here that I actually take like super effective from Hydro Cannon on. We try to catch a Hydro, but our opponent's too good. They see it coming. And they bring in a Togekiss here. So they banked a lot of energy. Are they at like 7? We'll see. Surf should be able to put them into Dragon Breath downrange, so we actually do get his shield. 9, 10, 11. I mean, at this point, they're at 100 energy just about, so, like, if they want to shield, they, well, they're not going to shield, right? But if they want to try to farm us down, they can't really, so they have to throw energy anyway. Why do Dragon Breaths do so much here? Why does that happen? I don't understand. So they should be at what? 7 right now, so like 3 away from back-to-back moves. And I don't really care about taking 2 Aura Spheres here, honestly. I'm going to go for the No Shield, and then a full farm down. I mean, they'll get another move off right about now, but having 100 energy against the backline is likely good. And if they do bring in like a Mudboy, for example, Mantine's just good against the rest of the team. So I guess we'll find out. Okay, we farm down. Who do they bring in? Maybe they're really weak to Electric. Maybe they have freaking Diggersby in the backline. But I mean, again, Diggersby is not a Pokemon that really wants to see Mantine. So I just like double shield here. And I do have a lot of energy still on my Stunfisk, which while that's not going to be as impactful as it could have been, it's still not bad. I think no matter what, I just double shield this, right? They'll probably always land a Hydro Cannon against us, but even if they do, that's not going to do enough for them, I don't believe. Big Twister. We'll see if we get a shield, or if they try to survive this and get another move. I think their best play probably is to no shield, try to live and get a Hydro Cannon off, but they do shield. Okay. Oh, man. They go for the smart play. I was hoping they weren't going to do that. I think a Twister could have sniped him down, but they just committed to get to the Ice Beam. I mean, we're still outside of range, though, where we get knocked out by a move. Why did they swap? Why did they switch? Wait. I mean, they played so well until they didn't. Did they think I was going to swap myself? I don't understand these Diggersbys, man. They're doing crazy maneuvers never before seen in the Go Battle League. Now I just double Water Pulse this. I can Combo Play with a Mud Bomb just for ultimate BM. just to knock out. I could even discharge this. I'm not going to, but I could technically discharge this. And then we can go for the discharge into the Feraligatr, and we should be fine. I think either way, they were in a lot of trouble that game, but that was like the weirdest way they could have played that out. All right, good stuff, Stunfisk. Don't see a lot of Togekiss these days, but I think we found out why, right? That thing doesn't even beat Kingdra somehow. Uh-oh, Kazim. Kazim is very good, by the way. Oh, he's too good. Yikes. Well, likely a loss. Anyway, we'll see what we can do. I'll go for the discharge bait, because I want to get to a second move in this matchup, and we probably get a shield here anyway. So we'll see what happens. He's at 6 right now. He doesn't shield. That's unfortunate, but honestly, I think this is still the best play, just because this is the only way that I can guarantee something gets done in this matchup. I think we barely survived this Ice Punch and get the next move off, but I guess we'll find out. No, we don't, because he was so smart. He went for the overfarm into his CMP there, so we got the 10 Powder Snows of damage against us anyway. Yikes. Now I don't even get a shield advantage. Why did he no-shield that? Anyway, it was nice knowing you guys. This game has been over for the last 20 seconds here, so I guess we'll find out what could possibly be in the backline that we beat. Show me the Turtonator. I don't know, just 2 Turtonators, I guess. I could beat that, maybe. Wait. That actually, like, gives me a little bit of play. I get to 2 Twisters here against this. If they no-shield this, maybe I can farm down with Kingdra. I don't think I can. I'm going to just throw back-to-back. I can at least farm down the Sandslash with my Kingdra if I go for 1 shield. But I don't know what the final Pokemon's going to be. He does shield that, okay. But I get a big farm down here. Okay, dang. I was hoping he'd get a little bit greedy, but it's fine. We do get the shield into a farm down. Sandslash is still around. I wouldn't be surprised with a second water type in the backline. Feraligatr would be really good. Mantine is most likely, though, and that would be less good. We'll go for the Swift. Almost certainly we get a shield here, right? Because they know at this point their win con is just getting the final shield down. Oh, well. That's pretty based, I'm not gonna lie. GG's. Oh, man. That is a good lead, Fearow. All right, we'll see what they want to bring in. I know a lot of the time you see ground types with this, but they are staying in for a second at least. 5. Okay. I survived the first move here. No reason to shield. But they will likely try to go for a catch at some point, which is always annoying. Okay, that's when they try to catch, I guess. Go-Goat comes in. Surely they don't have a second grass type in the back, right? I'd be surprised if they did. So I think my Stunfisk should be in a much better spot now. But they, like, waited a turn to try to catch, which is a really good play. And honestly, Mantine is not the most confident answer to this. They're at 9 right now. So I'm going to go for the Twister right before a Leaf Blade comes through, because after that Rock Slide, I am basically in Leaf Blade range. What do we want to do here? I think I let this go, actually. I don't love doing it, but I think it's the play to make. They're so weak to Ice-type damage so far this game, right? They do get to a move at the last second, but I get a pretty nasty farm down here. So that Fearow's pretty much dead in the water at this point, no matter what it comes in against. And this Go-Goat gets farmed down. Oh. Bink. Bink bonk. I don't love this, but I don't hate this either. If they can rock throw us all the way down, that is how this gets bad. But if they can't do that, then I'm in a good spot. $11? Okay. I mean, they don't get to the knockout here, at least before I get my next 2 Mud Bombs off. So I think we're good. Because Kingdra's not even that bad into Carbink. 12. So I think we're fine. But we'll see. I don't want to say anything too early. Yeah, they're going to be forced to throw energy here. 13, 14, 15, 16. Might be a crazy play, but what if I just let this go? They're at 16 right now, which means they're at 7, 8, 9. We'll go for the Surf here, get a knockout if we can. And then Hope that Kingdra closes out this game. Maybe I should have overfarmed here, actually. I don't know. No, they do shield that, so I think that's the best case scenario for us. We shield this up, and now we just try to get to a move against that Furo if we can. And we should be able to, just barely. Yeah. And that Carbink will get a few more rock slides, rock throws that is into us, but they shouldn't be able to farm us down or put us into Vine Whip down range. They have to bring in the Carbink, but they just sacrificed any sort of catch opportunity they had there by bringing that in. Yeah, GG's. Diggersby lead. Oh, yikes. At least I have two pretty good answers to this, but that's a pretty bad lead matchup, so we'll see if I can flip this. They're staying in, so maybe going for like a Scorching Sands chip and dip. Yeah, they're going to throw a Scorching here. I mean, it's not going to knock us out or anything, but it will chip us down more than I'd like. Don't debuff, please. Thank you. Okay, Spiritomb comes in. I was actually using this the other day. It's a pretty cool Pokemon, I think, right now, but obviously pretty slow to reaching charge attacks. Maybe I should have baited here, but I didn't. Do I get to a second Surf? This is why you don't bait, because sometimes you just get to moves without baiting. I'm going to go for the Surf. Maybe we get a second Shield. We likely don't, though, because I think they do survive this either way, but it does set up a pretty nice Thundershock down. I'll be taking a Shadow Ball here on my Stunfisk, and that is unfortunate. But at the very least, I should be able to survive it and come out with almost a Mud Bomb. I think I get 4 Thundershocks out of this. Yeah, okay. So if they bring in that Diggersby here, they're dry. Adamantine does wall Diggersby, but obviously they're going to just switch out when I bring it in. I'm going to bank a move before switching. Yikes. I don't know if I can win this game. We'll try to, but that's pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. That's not what I wanted to see. Thundershock Emolga in the backline. I do two-shot with Twister, but these Thundershocks might just do too much to us. Okay, they're at back-to-back moves right now. I don't know how I'm feeling about this game. I mean, I know how I'm feeling. It's not good. I don't like this. Because my Mantine, if it was a Pokemon that didn't have a lot of fast move pressure into us, and we could, like, brute force in the 2-shield matchup, it'd be a lot easier to flip that Diggersby. Okay, so they go here for the next move. I do have a Discharge loaded on my Stunfisk, but I'd have to, like, call when to come in and throw that. Okay, keep on tapping. I was about to switch there, but I saw them swap, and it's like, well, I'm not going to switch if they're going to do that. I think we actually win this game now. How much damage do, like, Fire Punches do? Unless they're on Hyper Beam, which I guess an Emolga trainer might be on Hyper Beam Diggersby. Like, even if they are, that's a lot of energy they have to throw here. Then, they're basically in range where a Mud Bomb could be enough. Okay, it's a Scorching. I survived that so easily. Embarrassing Diggersby. This is honestly why I don't think Diggersby's that good right now. It's so easy to wall with a lot of Pokemon, where even a Emolga wasn't enough to put us into range where Fire Punches and Scorching Sands could do it. Now I switch, and we just go for the Discharge here. And Stunfisk is one of the best counters to a Emolga in the entire game. I can't believe we just won this game. That was maybe one of the hardest matchups that I could have faced. Looks like they might have closed out of the app. Discharge, not quite enough to knock out, but just a few Thundershocks. And that should be a good game. They were not happy about that game. They overthought it. But, like, it's so smart of them at the same time, because I was about to make the play that they thought I was going to make. But I didn't. Without a 3-2 set, not too shabby. I've had more shabby sets than that in my life. Unova Stunfisk didn't pick up a lot of great core-breaking leads today necessarily, but it's still so good as a very bulky Pokemon. Electric-type damage does seem pretty disrespected even still in the meta, so give this team a go if you have it. But yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.